What is going on, everybody? It's King Karan with another Flare content for you guys. And as you can hear, I got sick, man. The cold got me. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna provide any content for you guys. My voice may be different, my nose is closed, but you still get your content, man. You still get it. It's about the information, it's not about me. It's about the information I provide to you guys. So I'm going to talk about something very important today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about delegating on the Flare network. For all the people who wants to delegate but they don't know how or they don't know what it is, and for the people who are delegating, this video is perfect for you because I'm going to explain to you guys the whole thing regarding delegating. Obviously on the whiteboard, which you guys like. There's a lot of people out there who love that. So we need to continue to do that, man. And it's also very good for you guys to look at the board and just getting it way easier than just someone talking. So that's why I just keep on doing it. And it's also a perfect video for that. So I'm going to grab the whiteboard very soon. But I just wanted to say that delegating is my favorite way of creating passive income. And I can tell you one of the reasons, and that's obviously that you are supporting Flare Network, you are supporting the data providers, right? Because if you are going to delegate, you are actually giving voting rights to a specific FTSO. And that FTSO, the more accurate data comes out of that, the better rewards you will get. And you just support the whole ecosystem. That's why I really love delegating. There's no lockup or something like that. But I'm just going to explain to you guys uh, how this is all working so you guys can get educated because we had lately news about two FTSOs getting removed from the Bifrost wallet because of suspicious behavior. And you have these things that can happen. So this video is perfect for you guys to get educated, to stay vigilant, to get maximum out of those delegation rewards, make passive income, make some money, right? And I will show you guys what this is all about on the whiteboard. So here we go. So first we need to know, what is delegating? Delegating on Flare. First, you actually need to realize what FTSOs are doing. So here you go. This is Flare Network. You have these computers called FTSOs, Flare Time Series Oracle. Computers here. These are FTSO, Flare Time Series Oracle. So what are FTSOs doing? They are validating data, and they're also validating transactions. So they're doing two things. And we're obviously going to talk about validating data because that's where the delegation part comes. Because they take data from Web 3, Web 2, and it's mostly prices from different assets. It makes sure that the data goes on the Flare network, right? But what should you do to make this all actually more decentralized? And that's delegating. Let's say I have 100,000 FLR and I want to delegate to an FTSO of my choice. then this 100,000 FLR will turn into votes. So I just gave 100,000 votes to this FTSO. And you have a lot of FTSOs out there, right? Bifrost, Price Kraken, FTSO, Europe. We have a lot of types of FTSOs out there. But I want to choose this FTSO. 100,000 flare that will turn to votes for this FTSO. So every single time when this FTSO gets accurate data, and the data is accurate, that goes from the outside to Flare Network, it will gain rewards. And the more accurate that reward is, the more rewards you will get as a delegator. So you have FTSOs who have poor data, then yeah, you will not get a lot of delegation rewards. So you're actually delegating, you're actually giving the vote to a specific FTSO. That's why once you delegate, you need to choose which FTSO do you want to delegate to. So you give the vote to an FTSO, and that FTSO is performing, bringing in data, validating data. And once those data are accurate, and it just keeps on pinpointing and making sure that the data is accurate all the time. And obviously you have some times where it isn't, but the chances are very low depending on the FTSO. But yeah, the more accurate data, the more rewards for the FTSO, but also the more rewards for you. So actually you are making sure that these FTSOs are getting these votes. And the more votes one FTSO gets, the more it has to say regarding what is happening here. So this works in a decentralized way, and everybody's out there voting and delegating, right? Delegating to this, delegating to this. They get the voting rights, they get rewards back, depends on the accuracy of data, and that is exactly how you delegate. You give your vote to this one, 100,000 flare, no lockup, guys, no lockup. You can just easily switch over from another FTSO, no lockups. It's easy. You support Flare Network, and you're making sure that Flare Network is more decentralized. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I love delegating. Look at this heart. And also, one thing you guys should know, which is very important, is that we have epochs. And what are epochs? These are rounds. And after these rounds are ending, you will get your delegation rewards. And one epoch is 3.5 days. And after 3.5 days, you will get your delegation rewards. So actually, you get 2 rewards per week, because one epoch is 3.5 days. After that finishes, you get your rewards. Will be around Thursday where you have one epoch that ends, and another one is Monday morning, or it can be Sunday for other people, but that's how it works. Every 3.5 days, you will get your delegation rewards, which is 2 times a week. So we are at the Catalytica website. And this website actually provides you the best analytics for FTSO trackings. So over here, you can look at the FTSO performance. You can look at the reward rate. You can look at the vote powers, obviously. So you can look at everything for you to decide which FTSO is the best to delegate to, is actually worthy to delegate to. As you can see, Catalytica, and a huge shout out to Catalytica for creating this amazing tool. Huge shout out. Because without this, we would have probably not even be able to track certain things that we really needed to know. So, big shout out. Let's explore the platform. As you can see, FTSO performance, FDC performance, vote power insights, reward analytics. You have a lot of these tools, but the most important one is obviously the FTSO performance. But let's go to vote power insights, just to show you guys. Like, let's say, for example, Bifrost wallet, 1.6 billion flare got delegated to Bifrost wallet, and that gets turned into voting rights. So that will be measured in flare, as you can see over here. So these FTSOs have more rights to say certain things in a decentralized way, right? You have price Kraken over here. And you can actually see how much flare is delegated into an FTSO. So let's go to the reward analytics. And just for you guys to know about this, it's not just about the percentage. You guys really need to be careful. I've seen a lot of people chasing high numbers, 7.24. Or they're chasing like 8 or 9%. You guys need to be very careful on this. Because you need to know how that FTSO is performing. It's not just about a funny name and you think, oh yeah, just like this one. Like, I don't know how good this is performing if it comes to providing data, but you see a high APY, you think, oh, let me just delegate to that. But guys, it's not about the names. It's not about the funny characters that you like, oh yeah, and let me just delegate to that. Because I've seen a lot of people in my DMs asking me, why don't I get like my rewards? And I'm looking at what they are actually delegating to, and it's like an FTSO that is not that reliable. So you should really look for a good reward, that's one, a good FTSO that provides rewards, and also that is very reliable, which is very important. So you should really not just search on the percentage, you should also look at their performance. So as you guys can see, price Kraken, for example, 6.69% is a really good amount. And then we obviously look at their performance. 78% performance, which is actually really good. If you look at the accuracy and data, the majority is green. That's what we want to see. The majority is green. It's pinpointing data more than any other FTSO. So you really need to look at the performance. 78% solid accuracy in data. But if you look at Bifrost, the primary score is 40% and the majority is red. So before you actually delegate to an FTSO, make sure to check this out to see if it's really giving you accurate data, because you want to vote to FTSOs who gives accurate data. And I do understand a lot of people that are delegating on the Bifrost wallet, they automatically go and delegate to Bifrost, right, as an FTSO. But you should look at the performance, and you should also look at the reward rate. Because if you look at the reward rate from Bifrost, it's way lower. Like, look, 3.45 is nearly the half from Price Kraken. But yet Price Kraken has way more rewards and has more accurate data, which is a fact over here. So I'm not here bashing Bifrost, but as you can look at it, Delegation APY 3.45. If you look at the performance, right, 41% compared to Price Kraken with a higher reward rate and has 78%. And also one more thing. Look at Google Cloud. And I have seen a lot of people also delegating to Google Cloud. I do understand it's Google Cloud. But you should not just choose your FTSOs based off from a name, just like I mentioned. Because as of right now, Google Cloud is offline. Like, it's literally offline. Like if you look at it right now, like this is what I mean, folks. Be careful out there. If you really want to get rewards, you really should, I mean, not just rewards, but sustainable rewards for the long term, and you want to support real FTSOs that are really here every single day to give you accurate data, that are here in the Flare community, you should support these people, right? And Google Cloud is an awesome thing, right? It's an honor to have Google Cloud here as an FTSO, but right now it's offline. Like, I will probably have more people DMing me right now saying like, "Where's my reward?" And then I'm gonna ask them, where do you delegate? They say like Google Cloud, right? So always be vigilant. That's why I say, guys, look at the accuracy of data. 78%, and it's double the rewards compared to Bifrost, right? You can look at this, 42%. Not to bash Bifrost, obviously, but if you just look at the accuracy from these coins that it gives the price, you want to have an FTSO that is the majority in green, right? We like green. We like the candles to go up. We like the green stuff here, right? We also would love to see more green in the accuracy of data. So I hope that you guys are more aware, that you guys can use this website to track these things for your own FTSO, to research, to actually realize that this is very important for you, because I don't want you not to receive any other reward in the next epoch or the one after that, right? I don't want you guys to be unsure about these things and think, oh, let me just click on one FTSO, let me just see what happens. Now you have the tool for you to research. So shout out to Cat Analytica, that's for sure. Shout out to Price Kraken for accurate data. That's what I love to see, man. You obviously have some other FTSOs also that have good data, good rewards, so make sure to check that out too. So you have the tools, you can use it, make money, and support the network. That's very important. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this video, that you are more aware now and more vigilant regarding your delegation towards an FTSO provider. I mean, in the beginning, I was just choosing a FTSO and I thought, hey, this name sounds cool. And I just delegated to it. I was like, yeah. Or I was like, let me just delegate to Bifrost Wallet because, yeah, it's obviously Bifrost. But you need to look at performance. You need to look at the reward rate, just like I said. And as long as you guys are researching that and obviously the accuracy of data, the more solid an FTSO is, the better for the long term. And also, one thing you guys need to know is to not over delegate. And what I mean by that is not to delegate to big FTSOs that are like over delegated in billions. For example, Bifrost, I mean, if you look at their rewards, if you over delegate, it does give you lower rewards. And if you look at Price Kraken, for example, higher rewards, better data, and also better CPU. I mean, if you look at uh, the accuracy of data that needs to be hit every single time, you need better CPU to do that. And Price Kraken has that. Higher reward rates, better data, which is very important. So you should also look into that, not over delegate to the big ones and think, oh, that's the one I should go with, while the reward rates are really low. So make sure to also be aware of that. So I hope that you guys now are more aware of this, because I know there's a majority out there who are just delegating without knowing about all of the things we just discussed. So something happened to them, to their delegation, and they didn't receive anything. I've heard a lot of these things before. I've had people in my DMs also saying like, "Hey, where's my delegation rewards?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but who do you delegate to?" And they just delegated to a random FTSO. They even didn't even know what that was all about. So I hope this video gives clarity to you guys. Make some money, support the network, That's what it's all about, man. We're making money with the delegation rewards, but at the same time, we are making Flare Network more decentralized. And that's what it's all about, man. That's why delegation is my favorite way to create passive income. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.